A 60 basis point rate hike from NAB. Let's have a look. Good evening everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and, well, it looks like the National Australia Bank has followed the Great Southern Bank and has lifted their fixed rates. I can't say any of us are at all surprised. This seems to be the going thing. Let's have a look at some of the numbers here. So fixed rates for owner-occupiers. 1 year is up 60 basis points. So now it's at 5.29. There you go, and that's principal and interest. Interest only in arrears, you're at 5.69, and in advance, 5.59. So, I mean, here's the thing, interest only, you'd hope people don't have to resort to this, but they may need to if times get really tough. We had one poor viewer sharing just the challenges of interest rates going up and having to really cut back to make ends meet. That's part of the challenge. I honestly think most people will do whatever they can to stay in their mortgage and to keep their house. They will fight to keep their residence and even their investments. So let's keep going here. 3 years has gone up 55 basis points or 0.55 to 6.34%. And 4 and 5 years are both up 40 basis points, with 4 years at 6.59 and 5 years at 6.69. Now, there you go. We're definitely heading towards 7% interest rates. Now, remember when the Reserve Bank told us, all the media portrayed it in such a way that they wouldn't raise rates until 2024. And, well, as we can see here, I'll bring up the cash rate. There you go. They are raising rates. So, a lot of us, a lot of the viewers of the channel, locked in at a lower rate. And there's going to be some people that will hit a jump when that expires. Now, hopefully they're preparing for it. Hopefully they're preparing. So here's fixed interest for residential investment. Now, these are the property investors. For 1 year, they're up 40 basis points to 5.39. 5.89 for 2 years. 6.54 for 3 years. And what are we having here? The highest is at 5 years, 6.84. Now, interest only in arrears, we're creeping very close to 7%. We're seeing here 6.94%. And here, if we have a look, this is their, well, owner-occupiers. Now, depending on your loan-to-value ratio, what's the highest we have here? I thought I saw a 7. Here we go. So interest only in arrears, we're already starting to creep over 7%, everyone, depending on your LVR, between 70 and 80%. So what we should consider is that there'll be people that took a mortgage that could afford it, but their property has fallen. If only, 10% or maybe 15%, like people are predicting, they come off a locked-in rate, and then they can't refinance because, interest rates have gone up, so their service costs are higher, and the buffers that the banks have to, place onto the interest, like 3% buffer, it's going to be well outside of their ability to refinance. So they may be trapped with one particular bank. And you don't want that because you want to play these bastards off the other. You want to play one bank off the other to have them at least pretend to compete a little bit for your business. So let's bring out the Excel. So we got the Excel here. These are the NAB rates, everyone, and Great Southern, we can see here 3 years, they're at 5.64. Owner-occupier, principal and interest, 5.34. NAB, owner-occupier P&I, 3 years, 6.3. Have I got that right? 6.34. Are they 1 percentage point higher? Owner-occupier, principal and interest, 3 years, 6. Well, there you go. So NAB, National Australia Bank, are 1 percentage point higher than the Great Southern Bank. Do I have UBank? I didn't put them in. What about Westpac? 1 to 5 years, they're 5.49. So NAB is leading the way, guys. So let's have a look here. Say we're going at, 5.64. That's what we're looking at before. Oh, no, sorry, 6.34. 6.34. So 6.34. Now, let's say we'll test it with a New South Wales mortgage. That's the average, the average, not the median, the average. So I need to get more up-to-date data to look at the more recent mortgages that people have. Okay, for those of us that have got, mortgages down this level, it's not going to be as big an issue. Even if, here we go. Let's say you're living in Northern Territory, you got a $426,000 mortgage, you're locked in at 1.99, and then you're going up to the new NAB fixed rate because, I don't know, you want certainty, or let's just scenario this. You're looking at a 70% increase in your repayments, but you're only paying $1,500 a month at the moment. So that's another $1,000 you need to find. That's not, if we divide that by 4, equals that divided by 4. It's not, it's still nearly $700. It's a decent amount of money. You can't scoff at that. That's food. It's a good, only 1 month there. That's a beast, or was a beast last time we bought one. It's probably gotten a bit more expensive now, but it's something to consider. Sadly, it's only 2 cartons of cigarettes every one. Shit, that's such an expensive addiction, isn't it? But you're not going to be as much trouble as someone who borrowed like $800,000, and does the same jump. That's what we need to be aware of. And they're going to be people who are, sitting on 3.59 now and going up to a higher rate when their locked-in period expires. So let's have a look here. Let's see, what are we looking at here? 7.86. There we go. 36% increase from that. Or even let's compare it to Great Southern, 5.24. So you're looking at a 12% increase. But look at these service costs, guys. And this is going to affect the amount of money that people can have access to so they can throw at housing. So it's going to dull the market, and you'll start to see demand trickle off, or prices will have to slowly creep down. I've got another video I want to look at where the Australian Business Council is calling to get more workers here in Australia, more migrants coming to Australia. We have a rental crisis as well at the moment. So it's everything is just coming to a head. You've got people hoping that we'll have a housing correction to get housing more affordable. But I honestly think the only way to get housing affordable in this country is to dramatically increase supply and to reduce the red tape and rigmarole that you have to go through to build in this country. I think that's what needs to happen. It needs to be so cheap to get access to land, so cheap to jump through the hoops, that it's actually economically viable for developers and builders to build a little shitty 2-bed starter house that you can expand on. Then you'll get more affordable houses, not these bloody, tiny homes, which are glorified caravans. We're really taking a step backwards here in Australia. We're turning people into gypsies. We are turning people into gypsies, Roma now. There you go. Anyway, this is what we're looking at. Let's have a look at the same. What would it cost in Victoria? There you go, 3,000. Hang on. We'll do it here in Victoria. 3.9 to service a 30-year mortgage. ACT, 3.7. Queensland, 3.2. So it's climbing up there. These rates are going to continue. Well, let's have a talk about all of this. I can't imagine anyone is surprised, at least regular viewers of the channel wouldn't be surprised that the rates are going up. Very few of us trust the Reserve Bank. We're going to see many articles appear about people bitching and moaning that the bank shouldn't have lent them so much money. But there has to be a point where personal responsibility needs to be a thing, or has that just completely disappeared? Am I just too old-fashioned to think that people should have that? If you're in this situation, guys, you've locked in at a low rate and you may have overborrowed and you're worried that these interest rates are going up, you've got time, hopefully, to prepare. Do a real budget, cut your costs. Maybe you need to bring someone in to share a room. Find a way to do it. And that's what a lot of people will do. I think most won't have to resort to that. Most will probably just have to budget for the first time. Anyway, thank you all for watching. like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I discuss here, there are a few ways you can help out. You can financially support us via YouTube or Patreon. Use our referral links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Aussie Broadband. Buy our pocket squares, or call us if you need an architect. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and enjoy your weekend, eh? All these rates keep going up. I got to keep tracking them. You still should shop around, guys. It looks like there's some variety and some different deals there.